As far as opening scenes go, having an amnesiac protagonist is an effective way to involve the reader. They get to discover the main character's identity at the same time they do, so they feel a connection. It could be asked though, since we've seen this done a fair few times before, is there a new way to do it?
Well, the creative team of Greg Rucka and Tony Fajula would answer that question with a definitive yes. Recently released in hardcover by Dark Horse, Veil is a creator-owned title that tells the story of the eponymous Veil, a young woman who wakes up naked and alone on a disused subway platform.
Well, alone that is, apart from a swarm of rats. Is swarm the right collective noun for rats?
Yeah, you can also use pack, or colony, or plague.
You know some weird stuff.
Yeah. Veil, however, seems to know nothing as she staggers out into the city, mumbling rhymes to herself as she tries to figure out who she is, confused and wondering, as if everything she sees is new to her. And it's not long before she starts to draw all the wrong sorts of attention.
It's an interesting theme of this story that Veil, for all of her later revealed power, is seen as a commodity by almost every man she comes in contact with, something to be possessed and used. The only exception being a young man named Dante, whose name, considering the content of this book, cannot be an accident.
Yeah, it is true though. From the street thugs she first encounters, to a cop who tries to force himself on her, to the bosses of a multinational corporation and a very creepy occultist called Cormac, everyone wants something from Veil, and this story is very much about her trying to find freedom.
And you want her to find that freedom, regardless of who or what she turns out to be. Veil has this placid tranquility about her, even when she's using her mind powers to make someone shoot themselves in the head. There's a wide-eyed innocence to her character that I think owes a lot to Fajula's artwork.
Yeah, and the artwork is outstanding throughout. I mean, taken apart from the story, the art alone is enough to make you want to pick up this book. The composition of every panel is so well considered and compelling, as are the colour choices. And one of the great things about this hardcover edition is that you get a series of pencil-drawn images in the back, any of which I would be happy to tear out and hang on my wall.
Yeah, you can't fault the artwork. It's completely individual, kind of like a stained glass window under a thin layer of grease. You can just take a lot of time just taking it all in.
Yeah, there's so much to love about this book, and I'm really hoping of a continuation, as is hinted in the final few panels. Veil is looking for her freedom, and I am really keen to find out what form that freedom will take. This is definitely a big buy from me.
Yeah, I mean, it's not flawless. At 5 issues, I felt like sometimes the story could be a little bit rushed.
Sure.
I would have liked a bit more time developing some of the characters. Cormac, in particular, I would have liked to have known more about. He's kind of like a less moral John Constantine. That said, it's still a buy from me. It's a great book that you'll be well served to check out.